So CD Projekt Red seems like they're going down this unbelievable rabbit hole of DEI lately, and it's unfortunate because CD Projekt Red was one of those companies, recent memory anyway, that could do no wrong. You know, they were equivalent to old school BioWare. They were equivalent to old school Blizzard in the sense that I would buy their games day one simply because it was CD Projekt Red, and I know I was going to get an amazing experience. Well, now, unfortunately, they have decided to be co-opted by activists and have gone down the insane rabbit hole of DEI to the point where now you have some of their employees openly mocking people, fans, customers, whatever, over on X just because they have DEI concerns.
I'm also personally involved in a range of environmental, social, and governance initiatives, ESG for short.
Apparently, as a customer, you are not allowed to question anything regarding DEI hiring practices or DEI practices in general, because quite simply, they just know better than you, right? Like, you don't know anything. You're just a consumer. You're just a customer. But CD Projekt Red and its employees, well, they know everything. Or at least that's how they try to pretend to be over on X. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So we have a headline that said CD Projekt Red, senior experience designer, seems to mock fans over Witcher 4 DEI concern. Now, I know this particular fan. She's a subscriber over on my channel, Raven Rainfall. She went absolutely in on these people. I don't know what took her over, but it was amazing to witness where she was just going after them. And it was great because you know what? People need to start speaking up more and more. And it's not just YouTubers that need to get involved or talk or whatever. I understand that we are at the forefront of the conversation, but ultimately, I think people, normal people, regular people, viewers need to get involved as well if they are able to. I know not everybody can, but if they're able to, get involved in the conversation and really let these companies know where you stand in terms of their products, because ultimately they're making products for you. And if you are a gamer, the product is made for you. And you know, not every game is going to be made for you. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, when you have franchises like The Witcher, for example, and you personally enjoy those franchises in the past, and you see what's happening in front of you, and you're worried for the future over Witcher 4, you have every single right to be worried over the product that you thoroughly enjoy and have supported for years. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a brand new IP that's looking for its client base. No, it's a CD Projekt Red. They already have their client base. So Witcher 4 developer, CD Projekt Red senior experience designer Matt Opavosky appeared to mock and belittle a fan on X today for expressing concern over DEI elements in the upcoming title's narrative. The modern gaming industry never seems to learn its lesson. Fan blaming and attacking gamers has led to failure after failure, in a pattern that has upset the balance of the entire AAA gaming industry, but it seems as though CD Projekt Red is unaware of this. No, they're very aware. Let's be real. They are very aware of what's going on. The truth is they just don't care, right? They don't care about you being upset. They don't care about you not buying their game. They don't care at all. None of these developers care because it's not coming out of their pockets, right? If they lose their job, they'll just go get another job. They get paid a salary no matter what, whether or not the game succeeds or the game fails, they get paid their salary. So they essentially are getting paid to be activists. They don't care about whether or not you're upset over where the game is going. They feel like they are the ones that are going to decide where the game is going to go. And to an extent, they are, because they are the developers. But ultimately, if the game fails, they really don't care. If the studio shuts down, they really don't care. They'll go virtue signal on LinkedIn. They'll talk about hashtag ready to work, and they'll get hired by some company looking for activists, a couple of weeks later down the line. So they ultimately don't care. But this is one of those things where it's not about trying to change the developers' minds necessarily. It's about trying to change the people who are at the head of the studios, the ones who are actually investing in it, the ones who are actually responsible for the money. That's the ones that you have to change, and that's the ones you have to showcase that, hey, you keep doing this stuff, you keep supporting this stuff, you're not going to get our money. You're going to keep failing. Your studios are going to keep closing, and you are going to be losing millions and millions of dollars. And again, we're talking about the investors. We're talking about the people who really run the show, not the ones who are just on the ground level working. Those people don't care. They're activists. They're salaried, paid activists. That's what they are. They're never going to care. No matter how much you try to talk to them, no matter how much you try to explain to them, they're never going to care. The ones that do care care, unfortunately, they stay quiet for the most part, or they end up being whistleblowers and they never want their name to be out there. But they do care, and they're going to go down with the ship, unfortunately. So it says the studio cast a major stain on today's big announcement that The Witcher 4 is currently under full-scale development when he responded to a fan who voiced concerns over the franchise's embrace of DEI and identity politics. I'm not excited over it, and The Witcher series is one of my favorite game series, ex-user Raven Rainfall said. CD Projekt Red is too deep in ESG and DEI bullshit. He then responded with 2 emojis. One shows a hand over the mouth. The second is a clown's face. Many interpreted this response to boil down to "shut up, clown." While that's very professional of you, Rainfall said in response, you know I'm a customer and more than a fan of the Witcher series, and you're a senior experience designer for CD Projekt Red? Are you sexist too, telling a woman to shut up and calling her a clown? But then he responded by claiming that she was misinterpreting what he said. When Rainfall asked to clarify what he meant, he stopped responding. When pressed on the issue by another ex-user, he played the victim card. Of course he did. Oh, it's you who misinterpreted what he said. Oh, yeah, because it takes a genius to understand what those 2 emojis meant. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking in code? No, it's a freaking emoji. It's very obvious what you meant. You're telling her to shut up and she's a clown. That's what you're telling her. Let's be real. So then, Chaotic Nerd says, I mean, they are an allegation at this point. And behavior like this post only proves that we are correct. From your perspective and the company's, you should have just kept quiet. He said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to engage in this conversation further. No matter what I say, it will be misinterpreted to prove whatever point you like to prove. Assuming that everyone should immediately know what's gender on the web and make an attack based on that is simply wrong. Oh, so wait, so misgendering is okay because nobody knows ahead of time? I thought you guys said that's never allowed. That's never okay. Then, however, one quick look at Raven Rainfall's X account on the bio clearly shows that she describes herself as a woman gamer, which she is. This is what I've known for the longest time. She's followed me for the longest time. All you got to do is look at her account for 1 second, and you're going to realize that that's how she identifies. So you really don't have to run the risk of misgendering. You should have known the person you were talking to. But again, it's one of those things where you are clearly telling this person that they're a clown to shut up. It's very obvious. And then when you get called out on it, you want to pretend like, no, that's not what I'm doing. I swear, I promise I'm never doing that. It's very clear that this company is infected with DEI nonsense. We have covered this through and through for the last year or two, where CD Projekt Red has been doing all these initiatives, all these practices that are very inherently racist and also very inherently discriminatory. But they don't care. They do not care. So ultimately what's going to happen is Witcher 4 is going to come out. It's most likely going to do very well because it's going to be the first game after the first 3 that is probably going to start doing the DEI nonsense. And little by little, it's going to start being incorporated in the series. And before you know it, Witcher 4 is probably going to end up over time with the new Witchers where Dragon Age of Veilguard is, which is on the sale in the clearance bin for like $5. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.